All right, guys, welcome to lesson number 25, solving systems algebraically. So we've been talking about systems of equations since last lesson, and we were mostly just graphing them, right? So we were graphing a system. Remember, system of equations is more than one equation. In eighth grade, we're only going to work on two at a time, right? And so what we were doing when we were graphing those lines, both on the same grid, we were finding where they intersect, and that was our solution to the system of equations. So we know how to solve a system of two lines by graphing them and finding their intersection point. This can also be done algebraically by using what is known as the substitution property of equality. All right, so let's look at exercise one, a little bit of a review. So it says, considering the system of equations below, find the solution by graphing. So I'm going to graph actually the second line here, y equals negative x plus 10. Then you guys are going to graph y equals 2x minus 2, and you're going to find that intersection point and the solution. So let's do this. Good reminder on graphing lines, even though we've been doing this for a bit now. Starting here at positive 10, because that is our y-intercept, okay? And then this negative slope, there's no number there, so reminding ourselves that that is a invisible slope of 1, and any whole number gets put over 1. So this is actually negative 1 over 1, which just means down one, right one, right? I could do my guidelines if I want to, all right? But usually, like I've said before when we were doing graphing lines, if your slope is so small, you really don't need the guidelines. The guidelines are really nice for larger slopes, right? So that you don't get confused about where you're supposed to go. Guidelines just help you get from one point to the next. If the points are a little bit spread out further than this, then obviously it's more important to get those guidelines in to make sure that I'm getting the correct roadmap. But if it's just down one, right one, that's easy. All right, so here is my line for y equals negative x plus 10. Okay, I'm going to connect it with a line. Okay, there's a reason why I did all these points. It can look tedious, okay? But we're trying to find the solution, right? So we need to find where they cross. If you don't do all these points, say I stopped like midway. Say I stopped like right here, and I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna, finish my line right here, and I'm gonna say like that's my line, right? If I just did that, and then what happens when the solution is over to the right, over here somewhere, and I don't have that point, then I don't know where they connect, right? So I don't want to do that. Let's get that line back on there. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we have the full line. You guys are going to take your time at graphing this line, 2x minus 2. You'll have my line on yours. All right, so all you got to do is graph that one and figure out where they connect. One last piece before I go. I need to label this, right? So y equals negative x plus 10. You guys are finding the solution. This is a review from last lesson so that we're on the same page. And then we're going to get more into algebraically, how can we solve this if we're not given a graph, all right? So go ahead and give that a shot, and I'll see you in the next video.